What is up, my friends? Another week, CJ Cup, best field of the season so far. It's going to be good. First 3 weeks we've had some shitty fields, but we finally got some players. We got like upwards of 15 to 20 of the top 30 players in the world here. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited. I'm going to tell you guys now. It's a shorter card this week. I tightened it up a little bit. First 3 weeks have been one with a lot of bombs because they were crapshoots, birdie fest. Not saying this won't be a birdie fest, but the cream rises to the tops in events like these. This is a WGC type format. Everyone gets 4 guaranteed rounds unless they withdraw or something. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. I think the winner could come from the top of the board this week. Last few weeks it hasn't. So we're head to the Summit Club, brand new course. Never been here before. It's in Las Vegas. Colin Morikawa, Mav McNeely, both members here. DJ, Xander play here. So we don't know much. Everyone's gonna be on Morikawa. That's not a surprise. Like you probably heard it 1,000 times, but yeah, I'm going to go through the betting board. If you need me to break down any golfers, if you have any questions, feel free to comment on YouTube. I can break down a golfer. I have Rick's permission to use his site to go into the golfer profiles and see what I have to do there. For example, let's look at the first guy on the board. Who's that, Dustin? No, I'm not on Dustin, but let's look at Dustin real quick. For example, if you need me to look at any guys, if you have any guys you want me to deep dive, pull up all of his information, give you a quick little breakdown. There's an example. I'll go in more in depth if you have any questions, but yeah, let's get right into the betting board. DJ, JT, Xander, Colin, Rory, all under 20 on DK. Usually I don't go this low on the betting board, but this week I feel like is a good spot for it. Like I said, all these guys get 4 guaranteed rounds. If the winner is in the 20 under range and one of these guys shoots a day 168, that might put him off pace to miss a cut. But if they shoot 68, 67 and the cut's like -4 or 5, they would miss the cut if it was a regular event. But if they start a little slow, but everyone's going to make the cut. Everyone's playing 4 rounds. They get a rebound. So that's why I like someone from the top of the board here to like, again, they have 4 rounds. They can recover on Saturday or Friday or Sunday, whatever. All right. First bet I placed, which I didn't think I was going to, but I played Xander Schauffele. He's 12-1 here. I got him at 14-1 on FanDuel, I believe, or maybe a local. Either way, Xander Schauffele is the first guy. He was 4th in my model. He is an elite bent grass putter, and I don't really have to sell you guys on Xander Schauffele. He's a favorite for a reason. Also, he played really well at the few comp courses, specifically Kasuma Gaseki. He won gold at the Olympics, and also a Fazio design. He played lights out, was clearly the best player there, and that's what I'm hearing is one of the comp courses, that and Quail. So yeah, Xander played awesome there. He's the lead on bent. He's top 20 off the tee, approach, and putting. Not even in this field. It's probably like top 5, 10 in this field. I'm not talking on the PGA Tour. He's an elite player. He's a Vegas guy. He plays here with Morikawa. Like I said, he won the Olympics on a comp course. Not too hard to get the Xander. The only thing that was hard was the number. How I set up my cards, as you guys know, is I risk 5 units to return 35 units. So if I want to bet someone from up here, I had to risk 2.5 units. That's half of my allowance alone on one guy. So I have 2.5 units to return 35 on Xander 14-1. I mean, like, you get what you're paying for. So I'm hoping for a steady finish from Xander. What I was hoping to do originally was him to have a slow round 1, drift a little bit in the odds, and I get him live. But I don't want to take that risk. Say he just plays lights out from start to finish, which, I mean, he obviously could do. I'm not saying he's going to. I don't want to miss out on that because I liked him to begin with. I'm gonna bet him. It is what it is. Maybe I'll miss out on someone else, but it is what it is. I'll move down the card a little bit. Board, I mean. Sam Burns is actually first in my model. Not surprisingly, he's probably playing the best golf on the planet right now. Let me round out my model real quick. It was Burns, Victor Hovland, Rory and Xander. Then we got Sungjae M, JT. Who's next? JT. Then Adam Scott, Johnny Vegas, Kokrak, Morikawa, Niemann, Dustin Johnson. That was my model in order. So, yeah, Sam Burns is one in the model for no surprise, but which he's been the last 3 weeks. But, yeah, he's playing amazing. He's hitting the ball great. He's putted poorly the last 2 events, which should regress back to the mean. But even though bent is his worst surface, I still think he'll putt better. But, let's go, White Sox. Immediately call it. Damn it. All right, yeah, sorry. Sam Burns, amazing. He's hitting the ball better than ever right now. He just got to putt it, but I don't see Sam Burns winning in this field. He's won in his career. What did he win? Valspar or some event like that. And Sanderson, like, yeah, he's amazing. He's a great player, but we have to see him level up a little bit more before I can take him at 20-1, 22-1 in this elite field. So, yeah, he was one of my model, but I'm going to be passing on Sam Burns. Jordan is here. He said he wasn't going to play this fall swing, but he's here, I think, on some sponsors thing. Something with a sponsor makes him here. But if this course is what I'm hearing, it could be where similar to the Detroit Golf Club, where you can drive it basically anywhere, and then it's just an approach and putting contest with big greens. Jordan definitely makes sense, but he didn't really model out for me at all. He's just absurd on bent grass, which is no surprise. It's Jordan Spieth. But yeah, besides that, this is his first event since the Ryder Cup. Who knows how much he really wants to be here? I mean, I'm not saying it's a good field, but I'm not going to be able to get there on Sam Burns. A lot of guys on Louis at 30-1, I think, on FanDuel. Won't be getting there on Louis, but he had a sneaky T14 last week. He didn't even putt it good. He could putt it good. I don't know if he's got minus 20 in him, though. But, yeah. All right, I'll skip down to my next play. I gave Brooks a look at 35 on a local, but couldn't get there. Scotty, I don't know how the state of Scotty's game is right now because he was horrible last week. He had a really good putting day that gave him a good round, but he hit the ball horrible. My next play is Victor Hovland. Going back to Victor Hovland after last week, I bet him, and he looked awesome on Thursday. He made a 5 on a par 3 on 17 on Thursday, and from there he was downhill. He was second in my model, gained 10.7 strokes ball striking last week. Think about that. 10.7 strokes ball striking. Ball striking is off the tee and approach. That is absurd. Why he didn't fare well in the tournament is he lost just about 9 strokes around the green, which is maybe harder to do than gaining 10 ball striking. He lost almost 9 strokes around the green. That was because of some really, really unlucky lies. He's not the greatest around the green. We know that. It's been his thing his whole career, but I can promise you guys he won't lose 9 strokes to get around the green again. He doesn't have to gain 10 strokes ball striking again. He can hit 75% of that, gain upwards of 7, which would be awesome, and then maybe lose 2 around the green. He might win this tournament. He's a gainer on bent. He doesn't need to gain. He needs to be a 0 on bent to be in contention. And yeah, 28-1. Gaining over 10 strokes ball striking. And let me bring up these Victor numbers real quick. Look at him from tee to green. I mean, off the tee and approach these last, 10 events. Green, 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 green. Last time he lost strokes approach was at the Masters. And since then, he's just no one's hitting the ball as good as him right now in the whole world. Maybe Sam Burns. But look at all of this. He's just lighting it up. And we don't have numbers from the Open Championship, but he finished 12th there, gaining 7.8 strokes total. But look, he's a constant loser around the green, which is okay. That's fine. That's Victor. He's gonna lose around the green. He's not the best chipper. If he can get to a 0, get back to his baseline on bent, which look 0.04. He's gonna be in big business this week. And at 28-1, yeah, I'll take that. He might be. He's probably my favorite player this week. I mean, I'm a huge Victor fan. He's my favorite player this week. He's going to be my one and done because there's no one really else I really am saving him for. Yeah, he's 5th strokes gain off the tee. He's needs to be a 0 on bent. He played. I listened to my friend Andy's podcast. Andy said that he played at Oklahoma State, and their home course is Carson Creek, which I already knew, but I didn't realize how comparable it was. It's a Fazio 7,400 yards course. How comparable it was to this course, which I mean that's not like a huge factor, but that's only a benefit. That's only a benefit to Victor's game and maybe the other Oklahoma State guys in the field. I know Gooch is popular, but I'm not gonna get on Gooch. I was on him last week. All right, let's move down the board a little bit. Cam Smith was popular. Sungjae Im obviously just won last week, and I said I feel like he would be the most popular guy bet this week if Matt Wolff stole that from him last week because of a near runner-up, if that was the case, and the CJ South Korea ties. But yeah, there's nothing that tells me that Sungjae will do bad this week, even though he's coming off a win and people don't like to bet people back to back off wins. But yeah, he stayed in Vegas. It's not like he had to go anywhere far. So he just got to do some media stuff, and maybe we'll have another nice finish from Sungjae, which I would be happy to see. I'm not betting him, but we'd be happy to see him play well. Abe Answer lost in all 4 categories last week for one of the first times in his career. And which, yeah, it's definitely fluky, but Abe Answer when he's won and when he's won and when he's been in contention, he shows when he's going to be in contention. He's gains, then he pops. So I was thinking about getting back to him. I had him on my short list. I was thinking about getting back to Abe, but I can't get to him after he lost in all 4 categories last week. I'm sure he'll rebound, but will not be getting there with Abe. I really wanted to bet Hideki, but he hasn't done much since the Masters, really, truthfully. As sad as it is, he hasn't done much. He's been here and there, but he's just up and down. All right, I'll move down to my next play. Again, this is a short card this week. It's a 5-man card. Not that short, but 5-man. There he is. Before I get to it, I'll get the Kokrak. Kokrak one is defending champion here, Vegas guy. He on Kolnos's podcast, he talked about how he's played here a bunch, and which I think he's going to do really well. But how often do people defend? Not often, and I only have so much to spend, and you guys only have so much to spend. Golf betting is random. I need to be random. And I don't want to get too analytical, because the more analytical you get and the more you follow what the numbers say, the numbers change every week. So you got to be ahead of things. Kokrak should perform very well. He modeled out for me a little bit, but I'm talking just outright. I'm talking just outright winner. I think he'll perform well. I'm not a DFS guy at all, but I think he's probably a good DFS play and maybe a finishing position play, but I'm just speaking it outright right now. I think Kokrak will do well, but I'm not going to be getting there with them. Next play is actually Mark Leishman, which is might be popular this week off of a 2nd or a 3rd and a 4th, something like that, the last 2 weeks. His putter is abnormally hot. 7 strokes in the last 2 weeks, and that's not fluky. If you do that back-to-back weeks, 7 strokes on the putting greens, that's saying something. Do I expect him to gain 7 this week? No. Does he need to gain 7 this week? No, if he gained, what is it? He gained last year 2.4 last week 2.44 strokes ball striking. If he can get that up to 3 or higher and gain 4 or 5 on the green, because that's how Leishman does well. He's gonna putt it. He's gonna putt it and not be great ball striking, but if he can just hit that little fade, nothing too crazy, play from the fairway, hit some greens, he's gonna roll but some bomb putts. And if he, for the times he doesn't hit greens, which he's gonna miss a lot, he's amazing around the greens. He's one of the best. So that's why I like Leishman this week. He's really hot. He's a great putter. Just riding the hot putter. I have him at 65-1. I got it on a local. So I don't love it, but yeah, Leishman. I like where you're going here. That's my next play, man. That is my next play. There he is, Joaquin Niemann, 55-1. I got him 60-1 on FanDuel. He was 11th in my model. He's 6th on Bentgrass in the last year, and he was amazing on these comp courses. Kasuma Gasecki, what was he finish? I think 10th at the Olympics. Let's look. Let me pull up his stuff. Hold on. Let's go to Joaquin Niemann. And especially if this is going to be, I'm going to look at the comp courses, Wells Fargo and Olympics. All right. It's awesome. These are awesome numbers. Look, last 2 times he's played at the Wells Fargo, 38, 18th, gotten better each time, and 10th at the Olympics. Last week, he didn't have it. He lost, I think it was like 1.5 off the tee, which is very unlike Neiman because he is very good off the tee. Look at these off the tee numbers, 14, and strokes gained putting 47, but look how good he is on bent. Hold on. I got to go back. Filter tournaments. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Look how good he is on bent. That's his best surface by far. And if this is anything like Detroit Golf Club where you can hit it anywhere you want, he went 72 holes bogey-free there. So, yeah, I was on Waco last week. I think he fixes that driver, which let him in trouble last week. And he's a great driver of the golf ball. I expect him to pick that back up. But driver is not something that I think about Joaquin Niemann hurting him from week to week. So if he gained 3 strokes putting last week, which he doesn't have to do. That actually saved him a little bit from his horrible ball striking week. He can get back to a good ball striker. Doesn't have to gain 3 strokes putting. We'll be in business with Waco. My last play, that since I spent so much on Schauffele, my last play is a bit of a bomb. So I'm gonna go down the betting board and see some other guys that I might have considered or like. I think Matt McNeely's a great play this week. Why do I think Matt McNeely's a great play? One, he's a member here. I'm not going to get too deep into that. Everyone's talking about that. Why I really like Maverick McNeely here, listen to this. Rory McIlroy was 4th in my model, and Rory McIlroy and Matt McNeely are objectively the same golfer. If you look at their numbers pretty deeply, driver, putter, that's all they are. And if I can do a head-to-head on Rory McIlroy and Matt McNeely matchup, I will do that because I think Matt McNeely is, like I said, the same golfer as Rory, but just playing better golf than Rory McIlroy is at this point of their careers. Plus, it's his home course. He has the course record there. He's the only person to ever shoot a 61 there. So, yeah, he makes sense. But what got me off Maverick is he was the 11th most – I mean, not the 11th most, like the second most tipped golfer so far. I know it's only Tuesday, but he's going to be very popular played. And I just don't think we're not going to get a community Maverick McNeely win. Like, we're just not going to. I'm sorry. I hate to break it to you guys, but we're not going to get a Maverick McNeely community win. I said at Fortinet when I bet him, and he was leading for basically the whole tournament. I said we're going to get a Matt McNeely win when he's like in this great field. We're going to get a Matt McNeely win in like an alternate event or like somewhere on the fall swing, but not this field is really good. We're not going to get a Matt McNeely community win at that in this field. All right, I'm going to move on. Aaron Wise, popular. hitting the ball really, really good right now, and he's figuring out his putter. Charlie Hoffman, I don't know what you are anymore. I bet you too much. Russ Henley modeled out for me a little bit, but he's horrible on bent, and he's going to have 10 feet for birdie every time, and he's going to miss them all. Crazy number on Pat Reed. I know you saw that already. Taylor Gooch hitting the ball well. Like I said, Oklahoma State guy. This might be peak Gooch week. I know Rob will be on Gooch, and maybe my friend Andy will be on Gooch. I'm just going to scroll down. Let's just see anyone else that's Ricky Fowler, Oklahoma State guy. He's not playing good, though. Wow, okay, here's my last play. My last play is Keith Mitchell. He's 250 on DraftKings. I got him at 320 on FanDuel. Why do I like Keith Mitchell? I don't like Keith Mitchell. I don't love Keith Mitchell. Why I bet him was because he filled my card. I spent 0.1 units on him, which is literally $5. Literally $5. Fill the card, but he's 11th off the tee and on the PGA Tour last season or in his career. He can make birdies at will. Twice in the last 2 months of the season, he made literally 7 birdies in a row, like literally 7 in a row. And his last 3 starts at Quail Hollow, which is a nice comp course, are 34th, 8th, and 3rd. I'm not overthinking it. I had 0.1 units left to spend. I saw Keith Mitchell that low. I bet him. If it's anything like Quail, then yeah, why won't he do well? And he can make birdies. It's not overthinking of it. Keith Mitchell is my final play. So I'm going to round out my card for you real quick. Xander Schauffele, 14-1. Victor Hovland, 28-1. Waco, 60-1. I love you, Waco. Also love you, Victor. Mark Leishman, 65-1. And then Keith Mitchell, 320-1. That is the betting card. I will release it tomorrow sometime so you guys can see it on Twitter. Any questions, feel free to DM me. I know this is quick. I just wanted to break it down real quick. Yeah, good luck to everyone this week. Let's cash another winner.